The International Criminal Court issuing an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin, a new effort to bring him to justice for alleged war crimes committed during the war in Ukraine. The ICC in The Hague accusing Vladimir Putin of abducting or forcibly deporting children from Ukraine and sending them to live in Russia. Putin holding a Security Council meeting in Moscow today, the Kremlin firing back at the court, calling the warrant outrageous and unacceptable, saying it does not recognize the ICC and its decisions are legally void. A research report out of Yale identifying 6,000 Ukrainian children taken to Russian facilities since the start of the war, including orphans. The ICC, without its own police force, making it very unlikely Putin will be arrested anytime soon. But the warrant further isolates him and Russia from the rest of the world. The warrant issued just days before China's President Xi meets with Putin in Moscow, his first visit since the invasion of Ukraine more than 1 year ago. ABC's foreign correspondent James Longman leading us off from Ukraine.
Tonight, humiliation for Vladimir Putin, the International Criminal Court issuing an arrest warrant for the Russian president, seeking to put him behind bars. Judges at The Hague alleging Putin has committed a war crime for the unlawful transfer of children from occupied areas of Ukraine to the Russian Federation.
It is forbidden by international law for occupied powers to transfer civilians from the territory they live in to other territories. Children enjoy special protection under the Geneva Convention.
The US State Department says thousands of children and perhaps over 1 million adults have allegedly been forcibly deported from Ukraine to Russia. But the Foreign Ministry in Moscow has brushed off the warrant, calling the court's decisions legally null and void. The arrest warrant perhaps just the beginning of the international community's efforts to bring Putin to justice. Vice President Kamala Harris last month accused Russian forces of committing crimes against humanity in places like Bucha, citing murder, torture and rape.
As I stand here talking to you, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies in this tiny room in this basement where Ukrainians say people have been tortured, and I can see their hands behind their backs. It is a truly apocalyptic scene. It's just absolutely horrific in here. And this is what Ukraine says is happening across this country.
Yet today, Putin sought to present himself as commander, not criminal. He announced he'll host China's President Xi on Monday for a state visit. The Kremlin saying the two leaders plan to sign joint declarations, deepening, quote, strategic cooperation. Putin hoping that translates into assistance on the battlefield that his depleted forces badly need. But Xi has positioned himself as a peacemaker in recent weeks, and he can't do that if, as some fear, he does the Kremlin's bidding. Also today, after months of asking, Ukraine now being promised fighter jets. Poland and Slovakia in the last 36 hours have become the first two NATO allies to promise immediate delivery of Soviet-era MiG fighter jets.
James Longman joining us now from Ukraine. James, several world leaders supporting that arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin, and the White House responding tonight.
Yeah, that's right. The National Security Council issued a statement a short while ago to ABC News saying that there is no doubt that Russia is committing war crimes and atrocities in Ukraine, and we have been clear that those responsible must be held accountable. Whit.
All right, James, our thanks to you. Let's get right to ABC's Chief Global Affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz. And Martha, how rare is this kind of arrest warrant for a world leader, and what impact could it have on Vladimir Putin and Russia going forward?
Well, Whit, Putin is by far the most powerful person ever issued an arrest warrant by the International Court. He joins the ranks of people like the late Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, and that was 12 years ago. But many of those issued warrants are militia leaders and some affiliated with al-Qaeda. And even though an arrest is not going to happen anytime soon, if ever, and even though Russia does not recognize the court, this is a cloak of shame that will stay with him forever. On a practical note, it could limit his travel overseas and it could isolate him further. Of course, it does come in the middle of the war in Ukraine, where Russia has suffered huge losses, and right after the U.S. released that video showing the reckless behavior of Russian pilots, and right before he is to meet with China's president, which could limit what China will do to assist Russia in the war in terms of providing weapons. Whit?
Martha Raddatz and again, James Longman, our thanks to both of you on this developing story today.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.